I wonder who the real cannibals are.
Amongst the sea of controversial exploitation films from the 70s and 80s, Cannibal Holocaust stands out as having a production story that's even more controversial than the already disturbing subject matter of its content. The film famously features multiple scenes of the cast killing real animals that they found in the wild for no apparent purpose other than cheap shock value. But if despite that you decide to watch this film, you may be baffled at the sheer amount of, for the lack of a better term, moral preaching going on. This isn't a film about innocent white tourists getting butchered by a primitive tribe of cannibals. It's a film about an American documentary crew invading a small tribe's village, burning it to the ground, and abusing the people for their film. If that seems eerily reminiscent of what was going on behind the scenes, with an Italian film crew killing native wildlife to have more graphic scenes in a horror film, the obvious conclusion would be a shocking amount of hypocrisy paired with an astonishing lack of self-awareness of the filmmakers. How could they commit such atrocious acts as animal cruelty, while at the same time, in the same film, condemning the characters doing the same thing, albeit in exaggerated fashion? This is a point of criticism that has plagued Cannibal Holocaust since its release. If you're one of the many people that have seen the film, or even just heard about it, chances are you felt at least a bit of hate for the cast and crew. Not only for the animal cruelty, but also for the aforementioned hypocrisy. And that's exactly how you're supposed to feel. This is what makes Cannibal Holocaust so genius. Many films try to use the medium to get some kind of moral message across, but there are few examples that do it as effectively as Cannibal Holocaust. It calls out people in the entertainment industry exploiting innocent living beings for profit, while being its own prime example. It's easy to roll your eyes at statements like, "I wonder who the real cannibals are," with which the film ends, but it's near impossible to forget the emotional impact of the scenes that came before. That way, Cannibal Holocaust achieves to not only make a philosophical statement, but to convince the audience of said statement without them even realizing it. That's why this film needs you to hate it, and it's also why the animal cruelty had to be real and explicit. If you enjoy the violence in Cannibal Holocaust, like you would in most other horror films, you don't get it. If the ends ultimately justify the means is a question everyone has to answer for themselves, but with how many people hate Cannibal Holocaust, it's safe to say that it has made millions of people care just a little bit more about animal rights.